Excellent. Okay, welcome, and welcome to the Sacred You community. Just want to make sure that we get everybody ready and raring for this amazing conversation that we're going to have. And if you're joining from Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere in the world tonight, then we're really looking forward to having a chat about this fantastic topic, emotional resilience, and how to strengthen your mindset for success. So this is something that I'm very passionate about because I'm known as Bex, your cheerleader for change. And part of that change process is obviously your emotions and being emotionally resilient. So tonight we're really going to talk about that you don't need to struggle with your negative emotions that strike sometimes in the most inconvenient times. And tonight we're going to learn how to manage your emotions by creating a greater awareness of yourself. And in today's world, I don't know about you, but I face many challenges that can take a toll on my mental health and well-being. And whether it's personal or professional setbacks, maybe financial difficulties, health issues, or the ability to bounce back from adversity and preserve yourself through these tough times is really crucial. So whatever you're going through, we're going to have some techniques and tools that you can actually take away, and some great facilitators that you'll also be able to connect with if you need to. So really talking about emotional resilience and the ability to adapt and change and overcome obstacles and thrive in the face of adversity. So our panel of experts will share insights on the importance of emotional resilience, how to cultivate it, and how to apply it in both personal and professional contexts. So we hope that at the end of the discussion, you'll gain valuable knowledge and actionable tips to strengthen your mindset for success. So as I said, I'm Bex Smith, cheerleader for change, and I'm based in Sydney, coming to you in the evening here. We've got many facilitators from across the world though, so many different time zones, which might match your time zone that you're seeing us either live or on the replay. So I'm a counsellor, body psychotherapist, wellbeing mentor, change consultant, and I'm on a mission to empower ambitious women to help them unleash their inner cheerleader and triumph over life's twists and turns, all while having a blast and finding the joy again. So I help you embrace your inner cheerleader's unshakable optimism, give a wink to your pessimistic self, and guide you to ride your emotions all the way to success and find the joy again. So I'm really excited to be joined tonight, as I said, by some great panelists, and we're going to start with Diana to introduce herself tonight. Thanks, Diana.
My name is Diana S. and I'm based in UK, London. I'm a soul doctor, inspirational and spiritual teacher, poet, and writer. I provide an educational platform for emotionally sensitive women to empower and to help them to transform supersensitivity into superpower. I believe that our sensitivity is a gift from God and something that we all have. And it's all begins with our choice, how to tap into our inner power and how to step on the journey of self-empowerment. So I invite everybody who feel they're emotionally sensitive and wanted to transform the negative energy of supersensitivity into superpower, because we all know that energy cannot be killed, it cannot vanish, it can only be transformed from negative to positive. And my website, The Diamond Within, which has my book and my online program, will help you to empower you from within, will help you to step onto the new journey, giving yourself a gift of new life.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much. And Sadie.
Unmute there. Hello, my name is Sadie. I am in America, currently in Washington right now. I am a medicine woman, energy healer, and founder of Healing Sacred Feminine. I'm super passionate about supporting women from moving out of the wounded feminine archetype into their more sacred feminine expressions so that they may have the passionate, inspiring, nourishing, nurturing, loving relationships that they truly long for. And that starts with our relationship with ourselves, the beloved within, in order to attract the beloved from without. So, so nice to be here. Thank you, everybody. And you can find me at www.healingsacredfeminine.com.
Beautiful, and thank you for joining us so early where you are as well. Ali, let's hear from you.
Hey everybody. Yep, I'm Ali Sugars and I'm from Adelaide, South Australia. And I am a business empowerment coach, and I'm the founder and the principal of the Heart and Soul Business Academy. And also I am the host of the Heart and Soul Virtual Expo. And I have a real passion for helping people in their business to build, grow and scale. But I think more than that, something that I love to focus on as a business empowerment coach is mindset. I think that's something that a lot of people in business skip. We go straight to the marketing and all the sales. You know, I want people to buy my stuff, but we forget about looking after ourselves as business owners first. So this is why my brand is the Heart and Soul. I do also teach, so I teach mindset, motivation, which is goal setting and planning. Yes, absolutely. I teach the marketing and the momentum. So once you've got, you've got a bit of momentum going, how to keep it rolling, keep growing. So I'm really pleased to be here. Thank you.
Awesome, and great to have you, Joyita.
Hi, I'm Joyita from India. I am a holistic healing and wellness coach, and I'm a Reiki Grandmaster. I'm practicing for the last 25 years. So my mission in life is to touch other people's lives, to bring about a transformation. And the biggest success for me is when a person is find some change. They see that glimmer of hope, or that they feel that, that life is worth living. And there is nothing called a setback, because sometimes, when we are in the healing work, sometimes people do not progress in their healing. But, I know in my heart of heart that, at a soul level, things are changing. We may not be able to see it physically. And you can read more about me on my website, www.healingmiracles.in. The in is for India. Thank you.
Fabulous, and great to have you as well. And last but not least, Julie, would you like to introduce yourself and where you're from?
Hello and welcome. Julie here. I'm from the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, Australia. Of course I am. So my background is for the past 30 years as clinical aromatherapist, and for 27 years I've been doing astrology, and I'm a lifetime witch, and what I do is bring all of my talents together, and I work with women to help them rise unapologetically in their feminine essence, about reclaiming their beautiful sacred selves. And for me, it's very much an art and a science that I bring together, and I work a lot with psychological and emotional well-being. So that's me.
Fabulous. We have some wonderful panelists that have such various, amazing, deep understanding about lots of different topics. So I'm really excited to hear your insights tonight. And we've also got people from all over the world joining us tonight too. So hello to Sarah, saying hello to us from the UK. And I believe Diana is also in that region as well too. Did you let us know where you are, Diana? Oh, you're on mute now.
Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Yes, I'm in London, UK.
Excellent. Just wanted to make sure we knew that as well. So you've got Sarah, who's also joining us from the UK as well. So reach out to Diana if you want someone local as well, which is great. So if you are on live, do let us know where you're from, because we'd love to know that. We love to know more about our audience. And if you do have a question for the panelists or myself, please feel free to let us know as well, because I've got a selection of questions, but we do love to hear directly from you about what you'd like to know about the topic this evening as well. So feel free to pop it wherever you are, and our literal angel will grab it and be able to share that with us tonight. So first question that I have though for the panel, and I'd love to direct this to Sadie, is what is emotional resilience and why is it essential for navigating challenges or achieving success?
Yeah, hi, great question. Emotional resilience. For me, that's being able to, when our emotions come in, when something happens, well, we have emotions all day long, right? But it's being able to work with them in a way where we don't get overwhelmed by them, and we are able to, the way I work with this is helping people to understand that emotions are energy and they just move through us and we do not need to attach to them. And so emotional resilience is being able to understand them in that way and to allow them to just flow through and know that they are energy and they're not fact. You know, emotions are they're just part of our human experience. So it's important for us to understand this and work with them at that level, so that we don't get mired down by our emotions and we don't get taken over by them, and we're not at the whim of everything that's happening externally. Because if something triggers us to feel some sort of emotion and we get stuck in it and trapped in it and feel like we are going to be in that forever, because that's what can happen to us when we're kind of at the whim of these emotions. We feel like that's going to be it forever. I'm never going to move out of this state. I'm stuck in this. And life can be really challenging when we're working with our emotions in that way, or when they're working with us. So when we learn to navigate and allow them to move through and learn the tools to just recognize, like, I am not my emotions, this is just part of the energy that's happening, and I can let them move through, then we have so much more control over our entire experience. We get to create our reality in a much more pleasurable and enjoyable way for us, and detach a bit, you know, from the emotions. So yeah, it just makes life much more pleasant.
Totally agree, and love the way that you said that, you know, emotion is energy, because I believe that emotion is energy in motion. So keeping that flow of your energy is really important when you're talking or feeling your emotions. So yeah, great point, Sadie. So a bit of a same question, but just a little bit differently. So I'd love to know from Ali what you think emotional resilience is and why it's essential.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you asked me, because I'm sitting there listening to everything that Sadie's been saying. I'm going, yes, I love that you said, you know, to not attach to your emotions. To me personally, it's recognizing that we're all different in the way that we show our emotions, in the way that we deal with our emotions. And it's also obviously, you know, what we've gone through in life that has helped us in the way that we do or don't deal with those emotions. And I think something that, and I'm just going to speak a lot from the heart here, because I've gone through a lot of this stuff, but I think for me, it's learning to recognize those negative emotions when you have them, or those difficult to navigate emotions when you have them, and being able to observe them. And like you said, Sadie, then to move through them. So you observe them, you understand why you're having them, and then move through them and let them go. So that's what, and I think it is essential. I think the other part of your question is, why is emotional resilience essential? Because life is a journey, right? We never know. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And the more that we do experience, the more emotions that we do go through. I want to use the word easy, but it's not always easy. But it becomes less stressful to deal with them when they come, if that makes sense.
Absolutely makes sense. And really about that keeping it in flow and keeping yourself in check with what's happening for you right now and what do you need to do to support yourself in that resilience. Love that, Ali. Thank you. We're going to head to Diana now. And I'm looking for perhaps some examples on how emotional resilience can positively impact individuals. So how can we think about it positively, Diana?
Okay, I'm very emotional being myself. And since my childhood, I always struggled with emotional sensitivity. And I always thought it was my downfall. And I thought, why God created me the way I am? Why do I see more than others? And why do I feel much deeper than others do? Because it's became very damaging for my health, for my relationships. And I felt sometimes like just shutting in within myself, shutting from the world, feeling lonely and separated. And life took me on a journey of self-discovery and understanding that my emotions are my biggest teachers. They teach me who I am, where I'm coming from, and where I'm going. Who am I in my essence? And how can I achieve the emotional balance? How can I achieve this resilience to always bounce back? Because that's what resilience means, to be in your strengths, to be in your power, and to bounce back each and every time when you fell down, when you cannot be strong in the midst of the storm, to find that peacefulness within, to find that core within that gives you extra power and extra strength to move on in life and to conquer other heights. Because people have tendency to go into the guilt mode, feeling themselves guilty, feeling themselves small, feeling weak, and feeling victimized. And when you understand that emotions, you are not your emotions. Emotions is part of your personality, but it's your synthetic personality. It's not really who you truly are. Because the diamond within them I wrote about, it's about your God essence within you. And looking at the diamond formation, who can prove to the world more than the diamond who went through being a piece of carbon, and from this piece of carbon went through massive amount of heat and change to become resilient, to become the most powerful, beautiful, strong jewel in the whole world that everybody wants. And we all have this diamond within us. It's all about our self-empowerment. It's all about our inner strengths. Looking at nature will help a lot because nature holds all the keys and all the answers for us. When you look at the ocean, at the moment of storms, all the turbulence and all the movements happening on the surface, when you go deeper down inside of the ocean, there is peacefulness and tranquility. The same thing with us. Everything that happens in our life usually happens outside of us. That's how we judge what's happening, because we are separated from who we are. But inside of us, we have peace. We have every answers to all the questions. And it's all about being able to connect to your heart, to your core, and to draw out all your individual diamond facets that can be polished in a way that making your life amazingly joyful, happy, and successful. Everything you ever need, it's already within you. Everything you ever wanted, it's already happened. And it's also only you who can make your life the way you want to live. So it's your choice to learn, to listen to your emotions, to find the connections to them, because once you connect to them, you will understand who you are. You will understand your personality. You will understand where the emotions are coming from, making you much stronger than you are. Thank you.
Beautiful. I love that. And I love that you mentioned, you know, they're your teachers. And that's a great example of how, you know, your emotions and emotional resilience can positively impact, because you can listen to their teachings and you can be more resilient, which is great. Joita, how about you? Do you have any examples of perhaps emotional resilience and the positive aspect of it?
Okay, so I would only like to add from my own culture. In our culture, we believe that whatever we are going through, pain, periods of pain, suffering, it is like your past life karma, which is just enacting, it is helping you to overcome all the issues of your karma. So the best thing is that you will have to go through it. And life can never be the same. You know, when everything is straight, it's a straight line. The ECG goes up and down, and the straight line means you're dead. So you will have a lot of happiness in life, but you will also have pain, because we are on earth, we are not in heaven. So instead of crying and going through a situation, you can always smile and go through it. Sometimes, you know, you may cry, but you always know I have to bounce back. So rather than being a glass ball, you can be a rubber ball and just bounce back. That is how I feel that emotionally resilient we can be. In my own life, so I have been in this practice for 25 years, and people say that, you know, if you have been into energy healing, your life must have been great. Why did you have these issues? Because these issues are part of my life. That's my destiny. But what had happened is that it has helped me to learn a lot. Today, I can deal with more number of people because I have myself gone through it. And I wouldn't say I'm a strong person, because I know the periods of darkness I have been through. But I take everything as an opportunity or as a lesson, whatever you name it. And then I have forged ahead in life. And I think that is what being resilient means. Thank you.
I love that, and being able to see the dark and the light in the experience, and, you know, still seeing and feeling that aspect of coming back and coming out of that, which is beautiful. Thanks, Joyda, for your personal share. So, Julie, looking now to some key factors that can contribute to emotional resilience. So, how do you cultivate this within yourself? How do you cultivate emotional resilience?
Before I do that, I feel this is very important to say, is that when somebody is struggling in a dark, deep emotional state, or with the way things are in the world today, it's really important to remember that you don't have to do this alone, and that there is a lot of support networks out there. I know there is here in Australia. So, you know, there's a lot of women's communities that are, and they take on families, and they work with men as well. And it's really, really important. And the reason I know this is because I've experienced it, and I've had family members experience it. So you're not alone. And the other thing is, it can be really tiring being resilient. Very, very tiring. So it's really important to nourish and nurture ourselves. And I don't think it's something to take lightly. We all are resilient. We all have the magic within us to keep our head above water. However, it's tiring. It's really tiring. And it's also very important to be able to acknowledge it without shame. This is really, really important, because I have met and come across many, many individuals that will not reach out to people. They feel very isolated and alone because they feel shame, and they feel it's a weakness. And it takes a lot of courage to step out. So for me, I'll give you, mine was strategies and exercises, wasn't it, Bex? Because I totally... You're on mute.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, no, I was trying to find the button because you went missing. I think that you actually nailed it. It was really about the effective, the key factors and how you cultivate the factors either within yourself, but you actually said the second part of my question, which was all getting support from others. So I think that you actually nailed those aspects with, saying about the external support, self-care, and really it's about not shaming yourself. So I really think that you did answer that question well.
Okay. And I just want to add one thing. There are so many therapists and practitioners and healers and that available, that the beauty of this, one size doesn't fit all. So go to what you feel aligned with, what draws you in, because we are all unique individuals and there is help out there. And honestly, if you don't know, reach out to your health centers, people like us. It depends on the degree of your emotional well-being or your challenges to how you can teach yourself to be resilient. So that's
lovely
for the minute.
Thanks, Julie. And definitely not one size fits all. And it changes as you change and evolve too. So you might need different support for different times in your life, for different challenges in your life, or just because you don't have the capacity to actually, deal with it for yourself. So all those aspects are very valid. So thanks for bringing that into the conversation, Julie. Looking at now some other effective strategies, perhaps, because, emotional resilience, connects to stress levels and all of those different things too. So what are some effective self-care strategies that you can do for yourself to actually support this emotional resilience as such? I'm going to start back with Joyita and then go to Ali. Thanks.
So we here in India believe in something called yoga. And yoga is not the exercises, the various postures. It is also about breath work, and it is also about meditation. So for being resilient, like Julie said, that, it is not only one thing, one size fits all. Here also, some people would like to be mindful and focus on the breath. There would be somebody who would be more into physical exercises, or you can be a meditation kind of person. Yoga somehow brings in this balance of body, mind, and soul. So for me, the to-go is yoga. And other than that, any energy healing, any modality, and the best thing to go out. For me, if you ask me, it is the Sacred You community. Lovely women over here, lovely energy over here. We have a support group. We can use technology in such a beautiful way to reach out to people across the world. We have someone at 2 a.m. sitting with us here. It's only because of this energy. So I would, reach out first to this community.
Great point, Joyita. Absolutely. Sometimes it's not even about talking, it's just connecting and hearing other people's experiences and stories and influences too. So fantastic. Ali, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with everything. I love yoga, that I've really gotten into that lately. But some of the strategies that I have personally used, I think I've just about used everything. Something I'm really getting into lately is tapping. I really love the tapping. I don't. For those of you who might not know what that is, it's just tapping on certain points on your face and repeating. It's first of all acknowledging how you're feeling, and then repeating affirmations to accept the way you're feeling, to accept the emotions. And actually EFT, it's incredible, isn't it, Julie? And just by doing that, I have found myself that when I'm just acknowledging what I'm going through, whether it's like, you know, or whatever emotions are, whether they're big or whether they're small, it really just helps calm the body, is what I'm finding. But I think one of the biggest things that I have learned, the strategies, and it is a strategy, is to be realistic with your body and your mind and listen to it. Absolutely listen to it. If you are going through, like I've been through some, as we all have, I'm sure, been through some incredibly dark times. And it is a time when, yes, you have to, you know, you might feel that you need to take time for yourself. On the other side of that, I'm going to agree with what Julie said, and always remember, even though you feel like you're going to need time for yourself, you're also going to need that time when you're going to need the support. So please, please, please reach out for whether it's a support network, friends around you, professionals. Never be ashamed to ask for help from professionals, like many of us here. I've done it multiple times. And, you know, and again, agreeing with what Julie said, is there's someone that is a good fit for everybody. So if someone, you know, kind of approaches you and says, I feel that I can help you, awesome, that's wonderful, but you might not feel that they're the right fit for you. So there's going to be someone out there who you're going to immediately resonate with, and your whole being's just going to say, yes, they're the person that I want to help me. But for me, yeah, and I think just one more thing that I did allude to before was a strategy that I've learned is it's almost like, and I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I've got a little alley sitting on my shoulder. And so it's like this little alley here is observing what's going on up here and all the emotions that I'm feeling in my body. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, okay, why exactly is this happening? Why am I feeling these emotions? What's going on? And it's a weird feeling because it's almost like you're analysing yourself, but in a way to help yourself heal. Does that make sense to everybody? Because I have found that a lot lately, in the last few years since I've come out of a really dark time, that this little alley sitting on my shoulder, sometimes you go, no, wait, stop. You need to listen to what's happening. Listen to your mind, listen to your body, analyse it, work out what's happening, work out why, and then move through it. So there's a multiple strategies that I use, but I would say they are, for me, the most powerful ones. Yeah.
Love it, and appreciate you talking about that, because I do. I've got three. I've got the higher self, observer self, Bex, who's hasn't got a side, and then I've got bitchy Bex, and I've got cheerleader Bex. So for me, it's about how do I observe what's happening and then see which one I need to connect with or address, and be able to do that. And that's also a technique I use with my clients is, you know, do you have your cheerleader on, or do you have your bitchy self or your pessimistic self? So that's really important, I think, to identify in yourself, because are you helping yourself? And it's not just about thinking positively all the time. That's not what I'm saying. It's about how are you reaffirming a belief by, you know, feeling the game or the guilt or shame or something around an emotion that you're having, or are you actually helping yourself move through that by going and looking at it a bit more optimistically in how can I move through this? How can I support myself? Do I need support from others? So absolutely fantastic, Ali. And also loved your comment to I'm just looking at the chat, I'm looking at everything. So that there are many professionals and volunteers that you can actually contact anonymously. And I think that's a really important piece as well. I know here in Australia, there's, you know, Beyond Blue, lots of Lifeline, you know, call centres that you can call, and you can just have a chat without them knowing who you are and sort of where you're from. So I hope that is something that is worldwide, and you can connect with somebody if you are struggling and want to do that anonymously as well. And we might just hear from those that are in those different countries that we have, if there is anything like that as well. So we're going to continue, I think, on that theme of, effective strategies, because so far we've heard from Jarita yoga community. Ali's talked about tapping, EFT, and, observer self, which I really love bringing that in as well. So Diana, do you have any strategies that you can connect or connect with others, or I can't think of the words, explain to others that you use in the way that you connect with your emotions?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think, first of all, awareness is the most important tool that I use, because awareness combines all understanding of your thoughts, of your emotions, and state of your body. And I think in life, everything is very simple until the moment when we make it complicated, because everything that comes inside of us creates the environment, either negative or positive. So everything begins with mindfully eating the food you eat and choosing the foods that doesn't clog your mind, doesn't make your emotions dark. Eat the food that it's light, that it's filled with light, because food is energy and we are the energy beings. So whatever we consume obviously has a huge impact on how we feel and how we think. That's first of all. Secondly, as Joita said, exercise is very important, and everyone is different. There are many modalities and there are many ways. You have to choose something that speaks to you, to your body, mind, and soul. Something you can carry on, not just for a little while, but for the rest of your life. So it becomes your lifestyle, something that it's easy, not dieting, not going to gym and exercising hard and getting rid of all your emotions, but finding something that connects you to your heart. Find something that connects you to your emotions and help you to move these energies through, help you to move blockages, because being emotionally resilient, it's mean moving your blockages away and letting the river of life just flow through you effortlessly, with ease, with love, and obviously self-love, and connecting to your body, mind, and soul is very important. It's not about competing with anybody else. It's not about to be a super model, to have this super body, or to have these super looks. It's not about that. Everyone is unique and there is no other you. And this you, without you, this world cannot shine the way it will. Everyone counts. When something happening in my life emotionally, I usually use several techniques. I definitely look after my food. It's my necessity. It's actually helped me to heal my cancer at the very early stage of my life. I was in my 30s and my child was only 3 years old. And those days, that was back in 90s, and people had no clue about what it is, where it's coming from, how to heal it. Even chemotherapy wasn't strong enough yet. So I went on a journey of self-discovery, and I use everything I teach and I preach as wisdom because I went through it and it helped me. One of the emotional techniques I use for myself, because I'm very sensitive and I'm very emotional, and I think life is not a destination, but a journey, and it's never-ending process. Doesn't matter how much you know. Doesn't matter how much you think you've mastered. It's never enough. Life mastery lasts many, many lifetimes. It's never-ending process, but it's help you to make life more easier and more joyful. So when any emotional challenge come my way, usually it's to do with relationships, and we all know what's emotional relationship, how damaging and how empowering they can be. And usually people in our life is a mirror image of what it is within us that needs to be changed. So if you look, first of all, at any emotional challenge with gratitude and say, thank you. Thank you for showing me what it is within me that needs to be changed. What are my weaknesses and what are my strengths? What do I need to address? What it is within me that draw this situation to me? And what I do, I virtually imagine myself within a circle, and I'm stepping out of that circle. And I just watch what's happening within this circle, not being emotionally attached to it. So I can find my calmness, I can find my core, I can connect to the wisdom within me without being reactive, without being fast and making fast decisions, because I'm the fire sign and I can easily be all of it. I can react very, very fast. And each time I react, it always I'm not in my strengths, I'm not in my power, I am feeling a victim. So I taught myself to become empowered, I have to step in my empowerment suit. I have to step out of this situation. I have to look at it and look with compassion, because people that are abusive, people that are trying to put you down, it's not because you are not enough, because they're having an issues and they're having a problem. And they're showing you how you can empower yourself from within simply by stepping out and observing. So that's what I do all the time. I learn about my feelings, I learn about my weaknesses, and I empower myself with self-love. I don't go into
that.
Not into guilt mode, not into feeling shame, because all this, it's not us. It's like an onion layers that needs to be peeled, and more we peel these onion layers, more we cry and more we suffer.
Yeah.
But all this suffering, it's our self-love. We give it to ourselves. So when we can,
and that's what you said about that awareness, that self-awareness, gratitude, self-love, those are so important. And really that food and nutrition and lifestyle, that's my biggest takeaway from you. And thank you so much, Diana, for sharing your personal story as well too, because that's so important for us to all hear, that we're not just up here being the expert, we're actually here really relating and sharing our personal experiences with you too. So thank you so much, Diana. And sorry, I've got to cut you off, but we do have to get around to the others for now. And Julie's going to share a little ritual with us soon, which is great. So a 1 to 2 minute ritual. But Sadie, I'd love to hear some of your perspective as well too on those strategies. What do you do to be able to help yourself?
Yeah, when I was, thank you. When I was hearing everybody like in full agreement, and I think food is just such a key, like that's where I start with everybody when I'm supporting people, because it's our foundation, so food greatly affects our mental health and our emotions, and people I don't think realize that until you start working with it. Then you get to see like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that the specific substance was affecting me that much. So great place to start. What was really coming through for me, a couple of things. One was get out into nature, that gives us such a great perspective, and especially to put our hands or our feet directly on the earth and release the energy down, release the emotions down, because she can take them and transmute them. And it's just, go touch a tree and just everything kind of calms down. It's like, you can just, and set the intention to release any emotions that are troubling you or challenging you. And the other thing is really when I was first starting to work with my emotions and learn more about them, it was to really kind of depersonalize from them, and again working with them as energy, but in a way to where like not giving them a story. We tend to attach a lot of story to our emotions, and we need to dive into them, figure out where they're coming from, why we're having them, what's the cause of this. And, sometimes that's beneficial, but a lot of times we can just really get lost in that. And then we're kind of more attached to the emotions, and that kind of fuels even more emotions. And we can get spinning out in our mind and get really attached to these stories of why I'm feeling this certain way, because of this or because of that, and why this and why that. And then we can go into more guilt and shame. I should have done this, I shouldn't have done that, or why did they do this? So that just keeps us in that emotion. So when we when I was learning about emotions, we really were learning to work with them at like, what are their qualities? What are what does the emotion feel like? It's like, if you're feeling angry, like, go into the feeling of it. Like, I'm feeling really hot, you know, my body feels really hot, and just relate to it in that way without giving it a story. And then you can really, and some anger is like more of a cooling anger. It's kind of an interesting sensation, but you know, sadness and grief, what am I feeling? I'm feeling really heavy, you know, it just feels, so when you start relating to the emotions in that way, it just is easier to kind of depersonalize from them, not to get so stuck in them, and not to not get attached to that story of them. And when we relate to them as just feelings and experiences, energetic experiences, it's much easier to allow them to just move through. And we would practice this. Like, when I was learning this, we just like, okay, here's an emotion I'm working with, and then to just kind of pause and like just stop with it and just like, okay, what does this feel like to me? Wow, my body's feeling really tense. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling really hot right now too. Okay, now I'm going to breathe into that. Okay, and just kind of, work with it in that way, and just like sit with it, allow it to move through. And I keep saying this, but don't get attached to it. We really get attached to our emotions and think they're our whole experience. So that's a really powerful way to start working with them, and to start depersonalizing them and start taking the power out of them, because we give away a lot of our power to these emotions. And emotions are beautiful. There's nothing, there's nothing to shame about ourselves or our emotions. We're not trying to not have emotions. We're just trying to work with them in a way that they don't overtake us. Because at this point in the game, and somebody said to me, I was getting a reading done, and they were talking about my emotional mastery, and I'm like, that's really interesting, because it doesn't mean I don't have emotions anymore. I just don't get lost in them. I just, when something comes through, I was just a couple of days ago on the floor crying and really upset about something, but it was just like, okay, but I didn't have to make anything of it. It didn't have to be a big thing. It was just like, okay, and it's moving through, and I know it's going to pass. That's the other thing. The emotions always pass. Their energy, they're moving through. And unless we want to hold on to them, which is what we do, they can get stuck in our body and trapped in them. And that's a different situation. But when we allow them to move through, we know they're going to change. So we don't need to get lost in them. We don't need to get so hung up in the experience. So yeah, emotional resilience, emotional mastery, it's just, we still have all the emotions. We're human. We're not trying to get rid of our emotions. I think that's a really important piece. We're not trying to numb out and be, like robots and like, I don't get angry. Like, no, we still have all these emotions. We just allow them to move through. And we know that we are not our emotions. We don't get lost in them so much. So that's what was coming up for me when I was listening to everybody. I think that's a really, really big point, because I used to attach a lot of story to my emotions, and then I would just spin out in them. So that's a real important piece.
Love that, because then they become thoughts and then not emotions. And that's exactly, I think what you're saying is that embodiment of it. So feel it. Actually, if you're feeling an emotion, then feel the heaviness of it or the something of it, and then that will, once you've acknowledged it, pass too quite quickly, or not necessarily as quick as some, but they may move, and the acknowledgement helps the movement, which is really great. I think you presence that, which is beautiful. And of course, nature. I was wondering when someone was going to bring that in, because of course that is my beautiful go-to, which is nature, because she holds everything, and she has seasons for reasons, and really connecting to those beautiful seasons of yourself is a way that you can support yourself in being more resilient. If you know that the seasons may affect your emotions, winter may put you in a bit of a cave position, and we'll honor that, make that part of a beautiful ritual, which I'm sure Julie will talk about ritual and how we can create a ritual around that. But really making sure that you understand your external influences as well as your internal influences, and how that can really be grounded by the beautiful world not without, but outside of ourselves, because we are part of it as well. So I'm going to head to Julie now to have a little ritual, and then we are going to hear from all of you and how we can connect. So be ready to share your offers and also your what you've got happening at the moment. I do just want to read out as well. We've got some suggestions from those that are here in the chat and also in other areas. So, you know, some long walks and sleep with classical music is a great suggestion also from Bethlehem. So that's a really great suggestion. And the beach, which is also nature, of course, is a happy place. And there's nothing like putting bare feet in fresh water or sand to really help you just connect back in with your body. So some great suggestions coming through also from our panelists and our participants, which is really exciting. So Julie, what have you got for us with
I will share a mini ritual with you that's very powerful, and I do all of what everybody's talking about. Whatever I feel aligned to at the moment, I'll bring in EFT. Being in nature is very important for me, and living in the mountains, I've got national parks. So I'm not so much a beach girl as I love the forest and the animals. And in saying that, I've got 5 unicorns, also known as miniature horses, and they used to live with me, but currently they don't. And they are my greatest healing. When I'm with them, nothing else in the world is actually with us. The energy that they hold is phenomenal. And I think speaking it, being able to freely speak it is so important. We have to get it out of our body, so that we don't get stuck in it. And it depends on how, it depends on the tools we have in the awareness, which was something that really came up. So for me, with my background of 30 years in aromatherapy, I just wanted to bring that in because, and also being consistent. If we're not consistent, we can't heal properly. And it's not a quick fix. It's our every day of our life. Some days are okay to miss out, but for me personally, I love to, and I actually need to work every day in some way on keeping myself in balance, in alignment with myself and all that is. So we're going to work with the limbic brain, which is like that little child sometimes, or this voice that's talking to you, because when we work with, and I use the term perfume, but please know I'm not talking about commercial perfumes because I don't condone them. They're actually quite toxic, but that's another conversation. So this is one of my signature perfumes, but you can choose an essential oil, like intuitively choose something that you feel drawn to. The other thing is, if you don't have essential oils, if you love oranges or lemons, cut one in half and inhale it. So what we want to do, so for example, you can put a drop of the perfume onto your wrist, gently rub it around, and then what we're going to do is we inhale it and notice what it does to your body. You'll immediately relax, you'll smile, your whole body will start to soften. And what happens is, when you do that, you speak a powerful intention. So just for the sake of creating something now, it might be, so I've inhaled, I love my body, mind, and soul. Then we inhale again. And then relax. And you can do that as often as you like, every day. It's the most simple ritual. However, it is incredibly powerful. And that is because our sense of smell is our most powerful sense. And inhaling a beautiful aroma has a direct link to our limbic brain. And within that limbic brain is an area called the hypothalamus, which is like the control center of feelings, sexual feelings, anger, different emotions. hormonal activity, production and release, digestive activity. And it's very pleasurable. And so when we're bringing in an affirmation or EFT, you can do it as well. Walking in nature, you relate it. So what it does is it anchors it into the brain. And every time you repeat that most pleasurable mini ritual, you are strengthening and activating your neural pathways, which then switch on your front lobe, which is when people are struggling emotionally can often be shut down. So I really invite you to practice it, do it as often as you need. And what
Beautiful.
will happen today is every time you inhale that scent, you won't even need to speak your intention because it will come to the forefront of your mind because it's triggered.
Love that, Julie. Very practical, sensory ritual. So thank you so much. And also bringing consistency in as well, which was another point I took away, which is very much something that I need to get into practice, because I have my beautiful rituals, but I'm not as consistent as I want to be. And it's about wanting to be, not just feeling like I have to be too. Awesome. Okay, so we are probably going to go a little tiny bit over, but not by much, because there's other things that need to happen in the Zoom rooms. So I'm going to ask everybody to take 1 to 2 minutes to just give us a little bit of information about how we can connect with you and what your offer is. And don't worry if you don't get through everything. All of the links will be in all of the areas in the sections of where you're looking. So make sure that you can access the links in the chat, in all the comments, wherever you are looking. And if you're also looking on the replay as well too, you'll be able to connect via those links, and making sure that you can connect with who resonates with you or who you'd like to know a little bit more about. So I run the Sydney Tribe, and those that are in Sydney can come along to either in-person or online sessions, and that is every fortnight, is either an online or an in-person catch-up. And you don't have to be right within Sydney. Julie's coming, she's from Blue Mountains as well too, so we're extending that to anyone sort of in that Sydney region as such. I'm also Bex Smith, Cheerleader for Change, so bexsmith.com.au, because I'm in Australia, and you can see all of my beautiful offers. I have an Art of Yin flow report, which looks at elements and nature and the reflection that they are in you. And also I have some one-on-one body psychotherapy sessions as well. And I'm just getting into some beautiful womb massage, so more about that as well too. Reach out if you want to know anything. So we'll go to Diana, then we'll head to Ali, and then I'll let them know who after Ali. So Diana, what have you got for us?
Hi, my website is www.thediamondwithin.co.uk. Has all the information about everything that I do, connection to my YouTube channel of transformational poetry and healing. Also, I provide and I give the chance of 1 hour free discovery session for everyone to connect with their power within, to connect with their emotions, to find the diamond within yourself, that's your power center, and to help you to find the strategies and the way to empower yourself from within. And obviously, if whatever I offer speaks to your heart and you feel connection with me, I will be more than happy to help you on your journey, of the diamond journey of your soul, the journey of empowerment. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thanks, Ali.
Thanks, Beck. Yeah, I just want to mention a couple of things. So something that I love to do in my business coaching is support people from the heart and soul. That's why my brand is, and in a really non-judgmental, encouraging and supportive way. So there's several ways that you can connect with me. The first way is on Facebook. So just search for Ali Sugars, exactly the way it is spelled on screen, and you can connect with me personally through my profile. On my profile, you will be able to go directed to my business page to find out more about what I do. I think that another way that you can get to connect is my Facebook group, which is called Confident Successful Business Owners. And it doesn't matter what area of business you're in, you can come. And again, it's a really supportive community where we lift each other up and help promote ourselves. And the final way I would like to offer you to connect with me, and also a bunch of other really cool businesses, is starting tomorrow, we are running the Heart and Soul Virtual Expo, of which Sophia and Sacred You are sponsoring. It's running for the next 3 days, so Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Visitors are free, so everyone can come and join this Facebook group for free. It's a really cool way to connect and network with fellow business owners, as well as potentially get a heap of really cool bargains, guys. So I think all my links have gone up. There's also a Linktree link there where you can go and check out all my other links. So thanks so much, Beck.
Fabulous, and sounds like a really great opportunity to get involved with and also check out. Love it. We're going to head to Julie, then Joyita, and then Sadie. Lucky last.
Thanks, everybody. It's easy to find me, and all the links will be there. What I offer is astrology readings, which are quite esoteric. So I go a bit deeper than a typical astrology reading. I am a perfumer, so I do create bespoke perfumes, and I have 4 collections. And I do a lot of mentoring in my craft, where I bring everything together. So I have a beautiful group that's free to join on Facebook called the Rich Witch group, and we're a beautiful bunch of people, and it's quite structured. And yeah, just connect in with me. I'm always having little chats with people on Facebook. I'm spend a lot of time there, so you can always PM me on Facebook. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Julie. Joyita?
So all the details, as usual, our beautiful VA Angel has put up. You can always find me on Facebook. I'm part of the Sacred You community. So best thing is to just DM. I'm also the host of this tribe called The Child Within, so which is on inner child healing, and I conduct these meetings every alternate Thursday. So tomorrow happens to be one of the meetings. So you can join the tribe meetings too. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Joyita. And Sadie, lucky last.
Hi there. Yeah, you can find me all my links are going to be in the chat or below. So my website, healingsacredfeminine.com, and from there you can find all my social links. I've been really active on Facebook lately and love connecting with people there. And I offer a number of circles, empowerment circles, every month that you can find on my website to really support us in our process. And these are either free or by donation. But my intention is to really offer a space for us to come together and work through all of these challenging emotions and navigate the times that we're in, because there's just so much we're working with right now. So I really want to be as accessible as possible and offer us a space to move through this in a healthy way, utilizing sound healing. I do a lot with sound and energy work, so we do that in the circles. And yes, I offer one-on-one sessions and programs and different community events to support us all through our process. So my website is also just a wealth of tools and resources to go and check out that are just free to you to support you on your journey. Different things I've come across, like essential oils or crystals, books, music, all sorts of things that will really, really support you, and or that might support you. It's just I've kind of thrown everything together that's worked for me, and just like, here, this worked for me, maybe it will work for you. So yeah, so I look forward to hearing from you and connecting with you, and I look forward to connecting with everybody here through Facebook or something. It's just been such a lovely evening, so I'm grateful for the opportunity and look forward to more connection with you all.
Fantastic. Thank you. And thank you so much for getting up very early where you are and joining us on the call as well too. And for everyone everywhere around the world, thank you for joining us, whether that be live in our session today. We've had some fantastic contributions from our audience here on Zoom, and also from the Facebook land and anywhere else that you are. We really appreciate you joining us. I just want to say thank you very much to all the panelists as well too for being able to share your experiences and to share your insights and expertise, and really just being able to be real and vulnerable on this beautiful call. And thank you again to Sacred You, and you can obviously connect with Sacred You tribes. They have so many now that there's absolutely something for everybody. So please do reach out to the Sacred You community and be connected and held by conversation with us. Thanks.